I can reconnect.
Let me try first.
Okay.
Wiki.
Technical difficulties.
Do.
Yeah, we're just gonna.
There we go.
We're just gonna play as normal and see how things go. So yeah, it's good to be back. It's been a while since we all last played as a group. We are down Brian, but that's okay. We will endeavor to persevere in the face of adversity. So yeah. I don't know if we've decided we are the For Science new, or if that's just gonna be like the temp until we figure out what this crew is called.
We should get a new name.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, we don't know yet.
I mean, for all we know, this is still going to be a crew that's like, for science!
We'll see what offhanded comment I make about a magic item and see how well that rolls. So yeah. Welcome back, everybody. I don't know if anybody has any, like, announcements or anything interesting.
I have no announcements.
Not at this time.
I love you all very much.
She said it, not me. So. Oh boy, roll 20.
It was doing so well earlier.
Yep.
Alright, well.
So, with that, we're gonna do a little one-shot. So, essentially is as thus. The story begins in the city of Queen's Cross.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
It has been about 50 years since the disappearance of Fianna was resolved, with the island once again being returned to the material plane, and most of its inhabitants being brought back safe and whole. It has been 25 years since the fall of Balaman, which saw the entire continent united for a single cause, to bring down this corrupted god and bring peace to the lands. And essentially, the continent of Kaskana has been basking in the afterglow of a successful campaign to see evil banished from this realm. It has seen the long-forgotten country of Vyanoth once again brought back into the fold, they who stood vanguard against a sleeping, corrupted deity. And it sort of ushered in an era of peace. It's not without its hiccups. There's still evil about, mostly mundane. Adventurers still go out in search of glory and gold. And so far, things have been fairly peaceful. That's when the Fire Nation attacked. No, I mean, that's another campaign. For whatever reasons, you find yourselves coming to Queen's Cross. It is the second largest city in the Empire of Toknel. It is sort of sits at the center, where all the trade comes from. Char to the north, a land of trade. To the west, there is Ilanora and all her city-states, and the still recovering Kingdom of Talren, who has known unparalleled peace with Queen Isolde sitting on the throne. And so you all find yourselves at a rather famous inn, made famous for the Dawn's Graces having been there. It's a dainty little 3-story wooden tavern, very unassuming except for a well-worn sign that says The Shepherd's Respite. And the only claim to fame that they have upon the windows is, try our world-famous cheesy potatoes. The inside is pleasantly warm, homey, and it feels like coming home after a very long day on the road. There is a fire going off to the right as soon as you walk in. The chairs and the tables are well worn, if not some battle scarred from people insisting on sparring inside her tavern. And the people who sit here to find some rest are being attended by a dwarvish woman, mostly steel gray hair pulled back into a messy bun. Her face sort of weathered with age, though mostly laugh lines dominate it. She has warm brown eyes and a smile that never ceases. Her pockets of her apron are full of candy and sweets to give out to those who are in need of a pick-me-up. Dinah is working tonight, and it's hard to find a place to sit down in here. But it seems that today there's a couple places for people to sit. And the door opens as... Angie, why don't you describe your character?
Alright, so my character is 5'3". She's got kind of like ashen gray skin with flecks of gold, like freckles, over her skin. She has hair that kind of goes from a really rich fiery red to a more orange and yellow, kind of like a flame. And her eyes are somewhere between golden and amber. She's kind of stocky. She's got she's kind of built like a brick shithouse. And she walks with her head high, but like not arrogant. She's confident, but not a douchebag. At least she doesn't think so.
So as your character walks in, there is a sort of one table left that doesn't really seem to have anybody at it at the point. It's been freshly bussed. And it's relatively close by to the fire, which is good considering that fall has been a bit colder than usual. It seems that winter will probably be early this year.
How does it smell in here?
It smells like cinnamon and apple and freshly baked bread.
Sorry. But yeah, I think she's gonna take a look around and, like, as she's making her way to this empty table, see what people are eating, what they're maybe talking about, just the general vibe of people in here.
Yeah, as you sort of walk in, you see people with mugs of, there's mulled wine, there's some spiced hard cider. Most everyone in here is talking about news from the road, about how finally, after so many years, Queen Isolde Blackmaw has sort of lifted Talren up from the tatters that had happened after so much sacrifice after the war. There's talk about a delegation from Vianoth actually being in the capital, and how this is big news as to help bring more trade down to the new neighbors to the south. There's also talk about the Duke of Ducasis has met an unfortunate end. A boating accident has taken his life, and a new duke has been sitting on the throne for some time, but there's talks of a plague going through, and how terrible that is before someone goes, that's Ducasis for you. It's a lot of gossip, and then a lot of it's more localized of, have you heard of so-and-so's cousin twice removed on her niece's uncle's side? Oh my god, yeah, I can't believe that. Yeah, they're getting a divorce, but don't they have like 8 kids? It's like, yeah, I have no idea how that's gonna work out. So yeah, just everyday normal chatter.
Mm-hmm.
As you arrive in the seat, the door opens again with the tinkling of a bell. And Jason, why don't you describe your character?
Okay, so into the room comes a elf. He's about 5'8". He's got a sort of lithe build to him, but it's all like wiry muscle. And he walks. He's not wearing a hood or anything. he knows that he kind of stands out and draws attention, and he doesn't give a shit. He's got long elven ears, which are pierced and have silver piercings and chains in them, which lightly rattle when he walks in. He has very pale, almost silverish skin, and dark hair that is tied back, long and tied back. It goes about to just past his shoulders if he has it loose. He sort of walks in with it's not quite a swagger, but it is confident and almost like stalking, like he's kind of tensed up and walking quickly, swiftly through the room. Is the table you mentioned by the fire, is that the only one that really appears to have much space?
Yeah, every other table is sort of full to the brim. Half are locals, a lot of them are farmers, and there doesn't seem to be seats anywhere. There's a table that's sort of half open, but has no seats attached. It seems that the others have kind of scooted over to the table next to them and are engaging in conversation.
Okay, he brushes his hair away from his face. It's still kind of covering one very light, piercing blue eye. And he quickly makes his way across the room to that one table by the fire and sits with his back towards the fire and facing the doorway.
Okay. As you sit down, there's sort of the warmth of the flame sort of tickles your back, and you feel it sort of seep into your muscles, and you relax just a little bit.
Yeah, he does like the fireplace.
As the door opens again with the tinkling of a bell, and Em, why don't you describe your character?
Okay. So the door opens, and in very quickly walks a tiefling woman with very, very pale lavender skin and a scattering of golden freckles across her face. She's wearing a sort of a short white coat, with some sort of really complicated-looking black ensemble beneath. And gold embroidery and all sorts of clearly this is very well made. She's clearly coming from some sort of noble house or something. But Angie, God. Where was I? But I think what Jesus. Sorry. So she walks in, but finishing my description, what is most noticeable about her isn't the slightly ostentatious getup, or the fact that she's a tiefling. It's that her horns aren't what you would expect for a normal tiefling. Instead of being actually made of horn, they're instead this very small, very delicate-looking, clear crystal. And her eyes are not the gold that you would expect from the rest of her complexion, but a piercing blue. And so she walks in, and most notably of all is that as she walks into the room, by her side, you hear a little clinking, 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 as this tiny little, incredibly complex-looking machine starts waddling along next to her, that looks kind of like a chest, but it's covered in gizmos and gadgets, and looks like it's having the time of its fucking life. But she walks in there really quickly, looks around, sees the table that's open, and the person sitting at it, and goes, "There you are! Why did you run in like that?" And I run up and sit at the table near Fel.
As you move to sit down, the complex-looking chest just runs around in circles around your feet, bounding about as if this is literally the greatest thing ever, which is generally how Chester reacts in every new situation, because, oh my god, this is new. As you move to sit down, with the squeaking of the wooden chair on the wooden floor, the bell tingles as it opens once again. And Christina, please describe your character.
She has to duck slightly to enter the doorway, as she stands around 5'7", but the tops of her horns extend another foot on top, so she stands in total at 6'7". The horns are very ornate, pierced, studded with gems, jewelry, and the tips of the horns, it's not like they have been put caps on them. It looks like they've been dipped at some point in gold. The door opens with a sort of black shimmery mage hand, which also seems to be carrying a bag, and she is blue-skinned with greyish blue eyes and wearing a very long black cape over a black robe, over a black skirt, over black leggings, and looking very much like she's a traveller who knows what she's doing with her life, but she does not carry her own bag. And she just sort of looks around, sort of brushes off like the damp off her like golden sort of short, badly cut hair, which really doesn't go with the rest of the look, and sort of just heads towards the fire and just sort of shakes a little bit, just sort of looks around and goes, "Is anybody sitting here? Because I would quite like to put my bag down. I can sit on the table if there's no actual seat."
Oh, no, I don't think anyone's sitting there. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I just have to say, is that your creature?
Oh, you mean Chester?
Yes.
Do you want to say hello?
I would
He does
love
like people.
I would love. What languages does he speak?
Well, currently, I believe he can say hi, and that's about it. But we are working on it. But as far as what he can understand, I don't know that I've tested that, actually. Definitely common, though.
Oh, excellent. Hello, Chester. And I just sort of extend a hand down and just sort of, like, mage hand, actual hand, and goes, "No, actual hand."
Chester sits real pretty, and then gives a very courtly bow as much as the chest can, and goes, "Hi."
That's Christina! That's not my serious part!
And then as soon as he says hi, he turns and looks up at you, Kai, and goes, "Did I do well?" Like, does like the little did I do well dance?
Excellent. And I give him scritches exactly where he likes them the best. I'm imagining like the little like the Wall-E thing where he's got like kind of
Okay. I got you.
like something that you can tell his eyes, but not quite.
Yeah.
He sounds like golden sunshine. And I'm sorry, I'm very rude. My name is Soraya Lianadel. It is a pleasure to meet you and Chester.
Oh, likewise, yes. You can just, I go by Kai. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss
Kai.
Soraya.
Miss Kai, it is a pleasure to meet you. I see you also have a companion. Hello. And she just sort of scoots the chair slightly closer, like, scraping against the floor, like, "Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Soraya Lianadel," and just offers a hand and just smiles.
Belle sort of hesitates before taking the hand, but then takes her hand. It almost seems like he doesn't quite know what he's going to do with it at first, and just sort of shakes your hand lightly.
Oh, is it one of those really awkward light handshakes?
It definitely is.
Oh.
And he goes,
She just
"Hi."
No, I'm too polite to mention that. She just like shakes it like, You all seem very nice people. Dumps her bag like clank. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm probably gonna be like at the bar talking with whoever's up there, like, oh my gosh, okay, so I smell fresh bread. I would like to know what you have baked into it because it smells like apples and spices.
At this point, you watch as Dinah turns around, having seen people are at the table, and she's like, "Follow me, dearie. I have fresh bread. I just have some apple fritters coming right out of the oven."
Oh, that sounds delicious.
But in her arm, you see is a sort of wooden platter, and it has this sort of round, sort of brown bread loaf with a little bit of honey butter next to it. And
Honey butter.
it's delicious. Did you want to sit at the bar? There's, I think, one more seat over there. Unfortunately, it's a really busy night tonight.
Oh no, I've noticed it's very busy. I just wanted to know what was on the menu, essentially. But no, I'm perfectly fine with taking a seat.
And she comes over to the rest of the table and she sets down the bread and sort of takes out this little pad and paper and this little quill and starts writing and goes, "Welcome to the Shepherd's Respite, everyone. What can I help you with today? We have freshly baked apple fritters for dessert. I also have some tarts. If you're thinking a little bit more savory, I have the very famous cheesy potatoes." And she starts listing things off and then listing off all the beers and wines and mead and the hard cider and that kind of thing. And she's just very... It's like being served by a mom. She just radiates this sort of gentle warmth.
Question.
Yes.
What is the most badass looking person in this room eating?
I fucking love you.
Okay. What would you define as badass?
Like the most like classic hero, like if someone were for no reason whatsoever to have built like their entire understanding of what like hero people look like off of reading books, like what would like the person who looks like that cover,
Like Conan the Barbarian,
like Conan the Barbarian, or like the female equivalent or whatever.
Xena, warrior princess, is just like
Exactly.
eating a steak
Is
off
there
a
someone
knife.
here in a chainmail bikini with lots of abs?
God, I hope there is.
I hope there is.
I hope there is too, now that I've said it out loud. Oh fuck, I lost Jason. 1 second.
I'll reconnect.
Okay.
You see this very tall...
Actually,
Go ahead.
yeah, let's say the buffest hottest lady in this room. Let's go with that.
She seems to be sitting at the table that, like, most of the chairs are gone. Human woman, pure white hair and piercing blue eyes. She looks like she could probably bench press about 500 pounds without blinking. And she has scars all over the place, and she is, sort of tearing into a fresh skillet of hot cheesy potatoes with a side of, like, roast beef. And she is sitting next to this very beautiful half-orc woman who seems to be wearing like the most prettiest like periwinkle robes that just absolutely flatter her, and they're kind of talking, and you watch as the buff woman sort of says this thing and laughs, and the other one kind of just blushes like, "Oh no, I'm gay."
Ha!
And yeah, they seem to be sharing a massive skillet of cheesy potatoes and are just like digging into it, and that seems to be like the thing.
Cheesy potatoes for me, please. Thank you.
Sounds good. What else can I get for the rest of you? I got plenty of drinks and food and...
I want the roast beef.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that. And a hard cider.
Yes, sir.
I'm waiting for, I'm gonna fuck it up. Soraya?
Soraya.
Soraya.
Soraya. Oh, okay.
I think I will just have How much is one of everything?
She pauses and goes, funnily enough, I've never been asked that before. And she starts tallying it up in her head. 20 gold?
Oh, that does seem a little bit wasteful, I suppose. I think I'll just go with... You went with the cheesy potato. I would like potatoes with cheese, please.
She thinks about it and goes, alright.
Are you two getting anything to drink with us? Potatoes can be a little hearty.
That's a good question. Let me check. I look at the lady again. What is she drinking?
The super buff lady has this pint of beer.
A pint of beer, please. Just one.
Do we notice that Kai is like looking over at this woman?
I know. That's a good question.
Because like my passive perception is 19. I think that I would notice that she's like.
Fuck.
Yeah, you took the observant feat, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Well,
you probably noticed of anyone.
You know, a roll to
I'm
notice.
just like.
Are you trying to hide it, or are you just casually
I mean, I'm
looking?
trying to be like a little subtle, like
Yeah, just like.
not like going like. Mm.
What she thinks is subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I told y'all I was playing Gay Disaster. Yeah, no, I'm trying to be subtle at least.
yeah, I mean, you kind of see Kai kind of just occasionally like glance around before saying something.
Uh-huh. Okay. And you? Looking to the other tiefling.
Oh no, I definitely won't have that. I'll just have water, thank you.
As you wish, and for you, my dear. And she looks to you, well, no.
I believe that I would love to have something light, but not too light. So do you have like a chicken dish?
Oh, I do. Would you prefer a stew, or would you like it more grilled?
Ooh, I think grilled would be great. And maybe a side salad, and you mentioned apple fritters and that just sounded delicious. Do you have some kind of drink that you would pair with all of that?
I have an apple wine that tastes sort of like that.
Oh, yes, please.
Will do.
Yes, I rolled a foodie, and I'm not afraid to say it.
This is gonna be
Oh,
amazing.
can I actually have tea? Tea. I would like tea.
She lists off the like 16 different types of tea that she has.
I pick whichever one I think the professor may have drunk at some point.
Oh my god.
She goes,
No.
"Oh, that's one of my favorite ones as well. I picked it up because it reminds me of a dear friend of mine."
All I can
Yes.
think of is that drinks like a hibiscus oolong mix.
And turns and looks down at Chester and goes, "Does the would you like anything, my dear?" And he just kind of just turns and talks directly to Chester, unsure Chester's gonna
And-
order anything or not.
And Fel is scritching Chester right now.
Oh, no, he can't eat. He's not actually made of flesh and stuff.
I thought I would ask. You never know.
I think you made him happy though. So, thank you.
And she scurries off, humming to herself as she goes and gets you guys food.
So, you three seem to be well acquainted with each other. I assume.
Oh,
Yes,
wait,
we
no.
just said hello 5 minutes ago.
Yes,
Oh.
that.
So I think things are going great. Hello.
Hello.
My name's Kai. My name's Kai. Then I put my hand out.
Oh, Willona's gonna give it a good hearty shake.
Okay. I thought you were gonna leave me hanging there for a second.
That's nice. I don't touch people. But her hand
Go fuck
is
yourself.
her hand is very warm, like very warm. Not hot, but
Wow. Sorry, I don't think I've ever met a fire genasi before. I guess it makes sense that you're all warm and stuff. Sorry, I should let go of your hand. It's really good to meet you.
it is a pleasure. I am Winona Brightwood, and the rest of you are.
I just nod at Winona and say, Fell.
This is Mr. Fell, and this is Miss Kai, and I am Miss Soraya. It's a pleasure to meet you.
So, what brings you here, aside from obviously food and lodging and all of that? There's many rumors. I'm just curious what rumors have brought you.
Well, it wasn't necessarily a rumor exactly, so much as there are places. These are the sort of places you find words for jobs and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I need one. So that's why I'm here.
Just, oh, you are precious, and I appreciate that you are looking
Oh,
forward.
thank you.
I'm just looking for new music, new songs, new sounds from other planes. I figured there might be somebody here who might know one or two.
No one or two songs or planes.
Both.
Fair. And you, Mr. Fell?
Let's just drift in, drift out. Pick things up here and there.
I'm gonna insight him.
I just look at Kai and just be like, is your friend always this enigmatic and mysterious?
I shit you
yeah.
not. It's a natural 20.
Okay. So, he's not lying. He's just very
Closed off.
aloof, detached.
Uh-huh.
He definitely seems like someone who does sort of just drift in the town, picks up whatever's going on, drifts out of town without any real bonds
Okay.
or...
But it's not like a thievery kind of vibe.
No.
Okay. Because that was what she was getting. She's like, oh, you pick things up, huh? Hmm? Kleptomania, hmm?
No, he doesn't give off a thievery, sort of.
So you all are basically looking to work for what? I'm just very curious. I'm so sorry if this is
Well-
trying.
I mean, money, I would assume, unless there's something else you can work for around here. Is there?
Well, you can take pride in your work, like if you have a dream to become the best chef in the world, or if you have a dream to become the best blacksmith, or you want to, have as many heads on your wall as you can from all of the hunting you've done, or the greatest musician. The greatest musician. Motioning to Soraya.
Oh, you meant them in a deep way. Oh, okay.
Yes, I mean everybody works for money. That's not a mystery. A mystery.
Sorry.
As you gesture to like Soraya, she just and say the best musician, she just like goes, no, no,
That's not your aspiration?
no, no, definitely not that. No.
So what are the songs for then?
Curious.
It sounds
Are you reading a
beautiful.
book?
No,
Songs?
no, it's just that they sound wonderful.
So it is purely for the joy of the sounds.
Yes, they. It's beautiful. The colors.
Oh! Is there something I can roll to know what she's talking about? Because I think
Yeah.
Em knows, but I don't know that... Well, I mean, I'm pretty fucking smart. I feel like Kai would know this.
Yeah, I mean, you can roll just a straight up intelligence check.
Okay.
Can that be anybody?
Holy
or
off.
just
Yeah.
I?
That's
you
a
guys
21.
Yeah, you guys.
Because
can roll.
otherwise, hi. Ooh, that's just a straight roll for me. That's a 15.
Yeah. Fell doesn't know.
Yeah, the two of you would know that there is synesthesia, which, you know, you can perceive sounds as colors and whatnot.
Mhm.
And that probably is what she's talking about, unless there's some kind of magical thing that you're not aware of.
Well, me personally, I just came here to seek out new recipes and new faces, new places.
I'm very much looking forward to trying out the world's famous potatoes with cheese.
The cheesy potatoes?
Yes, those ones.
At this point, you watch as Dinah comes out from the kitchen with balancing so many trays of food. It is kind of a work of art, and she just starts casually putting everything down as if balancing is not a thing that anyone ever needs to worry about. And she goes, "Alright, that's everything. If you need anything, don't hesitate to let me know. I'll be behind the bar." And then she goes, "I feel kind of bad not getting you anything, dearie." So she reaches into her apron and holds out this tiny little piece of toffee for Chester.
What does Chester do here? Because I'm not actually sure how Chester handles being fed. Yeah.
I'm just picturing the lid on Chester getting stuck like peanut butter and
I mean, he's got so much machinery on him, like, he probably actually heats up pretty hot. Like, would probably melt.
melts it right away.
He kind of walks under her hand and waits for her to put it on top, and then he sits there and balances it. Because he has no idea what candy is or what he should be doing with it. He's like, obviously, she wants to put something on my head. Cool, this is a trick. And then he sits pretty like, yes, I am trying to be graceful. This is what this is. It's a grace training thing.
Okay. Well, we'll go with that for now. Okay, well, I'm gonna dig into my cheesy potatoes, and Kai is eating in a very refined manner, that you wouldn't quite have expected from some random person who's in a tavern because she wants money, from a job board. But I'm just eating and very awkwardly sipping my beer.
How do you take the beer?
With both hands.
Like, does she like just?
You know. Let's see. I'm trying to decide if she's ever actually had beer before, and I think the answer is no.
Sorry, as a foodie, this is gonna be a huge thing, you guys. I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness. No, yeah, so I think there's definitely like a little bit of like, oh wow, that is not too bad to taste. But she's trying to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
Belle was definitely watching for the reaction. She was a bit surprised when she ordered that.
I just love that both Fel and Willona are like,
Soraya's just watching how she uses her cutlery and then being like, oh, okay, that's okay. And then just does the exact same way.
oh my god, everybody's just watching everybody else. Hi.
It's like, new people. Yes, let's observe them.
I mean, literally.
Don't be the trash person the first. Wait till someone else be the trash person. Then you can let the guard down.
I mean, Willona's not necessarily being super quiet about eating just because she's like, you know, like food gasms in every bite, I imagine. Because I imagine this is really good food.
Yeah, it's very, very good home-cooked food. It's very it sort of settles in, and it's not too heavy, but it's very satisfying, very warming, and it's kind of like you get the itis kind of feeling, where it's kind of like food coma feels imminent.
Yeah, and Wilona's probably like muttering like little things like, "Oh, the hint of cinnamon and nutmeg, oh, so good." You know, like just the ingredients. She's just and she's savoring every bite.
Belle is just diving right in, kind of not like tearing it apart like that, but he's not slow or anything about it. He's just eating his roast beef, drinking his hard cider. He's clearly enjoying it, but in the same way you might like enjoy barbecue.
Legit. So you guys settle down and eat your food. You're just about done when the door to the tavern slams open and the bell starts ringing like mad, and you see two people walk in. One of them is being sort of half carried, half pulled. The person being carried, all the blood's completely out of their face. Their eyes are completely wide and bloodshot, and they seem to be absolutely trembling. Their mouth sort of hanging open as the kind of mouth starts to move to try to form sounds, but nothing's coming out. The person holding them also, similarly, blood ran completely out of their face, but seems to be a little bit more put together and is calling for water, a chair, anything. And you watch Dinah just scurry, her skirts just like flowing behind her as she like snatches a chair from someone who's about to sit down and sort of says, sit him down here, I'll go get some water. What happened? And the guy who is being pulled is just, as soon as he sits down, immediately just starts weeping into his hands.
If you
That was already up from his seat and has left his food just sitting there. And he's approaching.
Wilona would have also gotten up to go help.
We found another one over by our farm. It's just... It's horrible, isn't it? Six? It's only been a week!
Another what?
And he kind of looks at you like, oh, damn it, there's a person here! And the guy who's talking is sort of very animated, looks extremely skittish, eyes constantly darting everywhere. It looks like he is on the verge of having a full-blown panic attack, and goes, there was a body. We found it out the farm. It just looks like someone had dumped it there.
Wilona's just gonna, like, hold out a hand and just kind of say some calming things, like just, trying to relax the person.
It's terrible. It's awful. I've never seen anything like it before. It's
Can you
gruesome.
describe it at all?
Yeah. It looks like someone has wrenched their chest cavity open, and I'm no healer, but it looks like things were missing. But the worst part is, it looks like the entire inside looked like it had been crystallized. Just turned into one big giant crystal farm in there.
I need to see this.
And it goes, it sort of gives direction to the farm, which is relatively close by, and goes, you see sort of Dinah is holding on to this stone behind the bar and is speaking to it. Seems to be like some sort of sending stone, and after a moment she goes, I've alerted the guards that you found one over by your farm, here, and she finds a blanket and sort of drapes it over the shoulders of the person who's weeping and gives him a sort of mug of water and is trying to soothe him as the other guy looks at you and goes, I could show you if you really want, but I would rather not go back there. I could get you to the farm and point you in the vague direction of where I found the body.
Probably
If you could.
a good idea.
Okay, Earl, are you gonna be okay? And Earl just kind of is sobbing into his mug of water and just nods. It's like, alright, Dinah's got you.
Suck it up, Earl.
As, he kind of waits to see how many people are gonna be going with them.
Belle looks back at Kai.
Right. And I down as much as my beer as I can, and walk up to the rest of them.
I'm gonna slowly stand and just be like, Miss Dinah, could you put these back on the pass to keep them warm for a little while longer?
Of course, my dear, I'd be more than happy to. I'll keep
Thanks.
everything warm for you, and...
Is it Earl? Earl. You may have my potatoes with cheese if you wish, if it brings you comfort. She just takes his hand and just sort of gently smiles at him, like, we'll go and investigate. I'm following them. She just, like, goes to the back of the pack, like, hello! I'm coming along too. This seems, like, interesting.
The guy kind of, I'm sorry, my manners, I'm not used to city folk. My name's Dean. That's my husband, Earl.
Mr. Dean and Mr. Earl, you also... It's just such a shame for this to happen to you. We will investigate. And also wait for the guards, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think the guards are gonna... I think the guards are gonna meet us at the farm. Come on, it's not too far. And he starts to lead you out, and there's the sharp sort of chill to the air, and the sort of smell of rain on the wind, as if rain is coming, and the smell of sort of fall leaves and hearth fire as you guys sort of are led to this farm. And it's beautiful and quaint and cozy, and it has a little vegetable patch that seems to be worked on. And out back you hear the sounds of sheep, and you can sort of see over of these giant puffballs sort of walking around on tiny little legs.
So as on the way there, Walona definitely would have noticed that it seems like Bell is a lot more focused than he was in the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
This seems to be the sort of thing that he is into.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point he turns to Walona on the way there, and he says, "So you were asking about why we work. I hunt the things that hunt other people."
That is not admirable vocation. Yes, that's the word.
And do you and Miss Kai travel together then?
We have for a little while.
Ah. Do you have any suspicions of what these might be?
Not yet. But I do want to get a closer look.
It seemed like it was really upsetting to the couple, so I figured, it's probably best to look into it and see if we can restore their good moods. I have to ask though, Miss Saraya, what prompted you to follow? Not that I'm upset by it, I'm just very curious.
Whatever could have made crystals inside somebody's chest sounds fascinating. Terrible. I believe it killed the cat, and I believe a tiefling called Curiosity, but...
Fascinating. God damn it. When the DM shit posts.
Plus they seemed very frightened, and no one should ever feel frightened in their own home.
I agree.
Plus I think it is what good people do, so let us go forth and be good people. Go forth. I believe this is where adventurers say, tally-ho.
We don't say that.
Go. Okay.
We don't. Okay.
As soon as Kai says that, sorry, I just look so like, I think we should.
I think so too. Actually, I think it sounds.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Tally-ho!
Tally-ho!
Oh boy.
Precious.
That was so wholesome.
Thanks.
So cute.
Oh my bag! And she just immediately goes back, mage hands her bag and yoinks it back out, okay, tally-ho now this time. Sorry.
No!
Oh, it would be your fault.
Oh, because the shitty part of me really loves that, is the thing. Try not to be a trash person for one day.
You're the one who's playing the gay disaster.
Yeah, but... Yeah.
As you guys walk, you
I'm
eventually...
not wearing a t-shirt with the tally hose on it, I'm gonna tell you that right now. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh my god! I kind of want to see that shit, though!
It's our secret name now.
That's our secret name. Alright, we can have our secret name and our real name.
Okay,
Alright.
okay, legit. Dean stops walking and sort of points to a section of trees and brush and goes, "It's in the orchard, kind of hard to miss it. It's kind of like just laying there, all dead-like. If it's okay, I'm gonna wait here."
Yeah, he's not fucking wrong. That is fine. You have led us to where we need to go. You are good. Just stay safe.
Will do. Thank you all kindly.
If you see the guard as well, tell them that 4 keen adventurers are investigating and we'll be there, and to please not attack them.
I'll do so.
Thank you very much.
You have a good head on your shoulders. To think of that, I mean.
I just don't want to be attacked.
Again, smart. But there's no guarantee that you want to be attacked if we go investigate this thing.
I don't want to be attacked unnecessarily.
There you go. Okay, so shall we investigate then?
I believe we shall.
Yes.
Okay.
Shield up, moving forward. I will be your shield.
Oh! She'll draw her sword and be like, I will be your knight. It's a song. Never mind. Put the sword away and just be like, go forward like,
You will have to teach me more songs. But yes, move forward.
As you guys move forward through this orchard of apple trees, there's this heavy, heavy scent in the air of apples and woods. And then there's the scent of the sort of metallic tang of blood. No decay yet, but you guys see that sort of in between 4 trees in a sort of little mini clearing. You see a body of a elvish woman just kind of laid there spread eagle. Her chest cavity is completely open, and you can see crystal shards just puncturing out from her skin. Her face is sort of twisted in this mask of fear and terror.
Whoa.
First thing Phil is doing is noting that he's stopping and smelling the air more carefully. See if there's anything out of the ordinary.
Roll perception for me.
I have advantage on perception checks related to smell.
Woo, woo, woo. He's a werewolf.
That would be 21.
You can definitely you can smell keenly, perhaps more than anybody else, that this body has been dead for probably a good solid 2-3 hours. You just get the blood. There's also this just really weird kind of burning smell, like flesh have been burnt. But other than that, it's everything around you smells of what an apple orchard would smell like at fall.
Okay. Especially going to make a note of that burning smell. And then he's going to approach the body.
I'd like to also kind of I guess maybe do a medicine check on the body.
Yeah, you guys can feel free to roll medicine if you'd like to take a look at the body.
Okay, I'm going to do an investigation on the scene around the body.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to do that also.
Yep, you can also investigate the body as well if you'd like to try to see if it has anything on it.
I would like to investigate the body. I'm not trying to steal anything. I just want to see if I notice anything. I just feel like I'm going to be pointing out anytime I'm near a body. So I'm like, I'm not stealing. Just looking.
Yes. Okay, Willona, as you're looking at the body, you see a whole bunch of stab wounds around the body. You see, one is in the neck. There's a couple that are piercing its, sort of collarbones and around the chest, and there are about 4 or 5 of them in the stomach.
So is it safe to assume then that she was stabbed to death before the crystals?
Possibly. There are a couple stab wounds that don't look like they have quite... 1 or 2 of them look like to be post-mortem.
Hmm.
You can also tell that, indeed, most of the organs on the inside have crystallized. Her heart is missing.
Well, that's interesting.
What's interesting?
So, she has been stabbed quite a few times, and a few of them were post-mortem. And her heart is missing?
Anything that looks like burns?
I don't think so.
Smells something when something was burning.
Have you all found anything?
Have we found anything?
I don't know, have I?
So, Fel and Kai, as you're kind of trying to take in the scene, you see that in the dirt and some of the leaves, you see footprints. They are small.
Survival
like-
check?
Yeah.
To see what kind of thing would have left these kind of prints.
Yeah, you guys can roll survival.
If
Oh, that good negative one.
Can I
just
cast
check.
guidance on, I think I'm going to cast it on Fel.
That is a. Oh, thank you for reminding me though. I have my fortune seal up, so with the +1.
Just
Okay.
because I get the feeling he's done this. He hunts the hunters, so...
So just to let Snicket know,
You.
I have advantage on survival checks that track Fae, Fiends, or Undead. So I'm going to roll twice, and I'm not going to assume anything. And I'll tell you what both rolls results are.
Okay.
Oh, and I have guidance too, don't I?
Yes.
The tracks are definitely humanoid in nature. As you're kind of looking at them, definitely small. Kai? You're thinking... Hold on, let me make sure that I get this right.
Excuse me.
Hi, sit down. The size of it, you're thinking probably either gnome or halfling.
Well, that's funny. Okay, look at these tracks. It looks like they're, I don't know, a gnome or a halfling, maybe? Looks a little bit different from, like, a human child.
Old halfling did this?
Maybe. Does it look like the tracks are going, like, back towards where we came from, or just they go off somewhere else?
They both come in and then leave from a completely different angle. Like, they obviously did not take the main road here. It seems that they're kind of, like, someone who is trying to come out of the wilderness, almost. As you both are looking, you see tracks, and that's basically about it.
Follow the tracks?
I guess. I don't really know what else we can do. Unless, Miss Soraya, yeah?
Soraya, yes?
Soraya, you're clearly someone who knows a thing or two about magic. Is there anything you can do for, like, I know there are tracking spells that some people have. I don't know any of them, but, someone else might?
I unfortunately do not know. I can enhance a creature's ability. I don't know all of the ones because it says turn to page 237. Thanks, cards. Sorry, it does not say that. She's like, I don't know what this means. Christina does say that again. What the hell? Thanks. Super useful. Constitution checks, strength checks, dexterity checks, charisma checks, intelligence checks, wisdom checks. So I could certainly help if we were to track anything, because I believe that would require the wisdom of the owl. I could certainly grant that if that's what we wished for the next hour or so.
Okay.
But apart from that, I would not be able to tell. I could certainly have a look around the area and see if I see anything arcane in nature.
I could take some time and potentially detect anything that is of ill repute. But I would have to take like 11 minutes to do it.
Well,
No, 10.
I think since we're trying to track somebody, and it seems pretty clear, at least to me, that some ill intent was definitely involved here. We should probably not take the 10 minutes and just see if we can follow this track, unless anyone has better ideas. But I think this idea is a good one. So we should go.
I'm in agreement.
I like following the tracks.
But Snicket, you're about to say something.
Yes. So, first things first, with Soraya, with your 21 for investigating the body, if to resolve that, she doesn't have any. There's no markings on her body. She doesn't seem to have anything that identifies who she is. What you do notice, as you also were kind of hanging around while Willona was looking at the body, is her heart is indeed missing, but you can tell from the sort of marks that were left, whoever removed the heart was absolutely very delicate and nimble with how they did it. Because there are very few markings at all that show that it was removed, other than the fact that it is missing from her rib cage. And as you guys say that you're going to follow the tracks, you hear the clank of armor and what sounds like huffing and puffing as you see this tall, buff human man sort of run through the orchard, kind of one hand on his breastplate as he has this enormous sort of brown bushy beard and long brown hair, and he kind of comes to a stop in front of you guys and puts his hands on his knees and is sort of just like, sorry.
My dear good man, please take a moment to calm yourself.
I'm not as young as I used to be.
Breathe in with me and out.
Thank you, young miss. I am Miko, captain of the guard of King's Cross, and Dean told me that you were out here taking a look at the body, and I thought I would talk to you all before you all went to investigate further, see if there was anything I could assist you all with.
How good are you at tracking?
Fairly okay with tracking.
I think I can handle that.
I believe you're a god. There have been more than one instances of this sort of thing happening? Do you have any further information before we head off on the chase, as Kai suggested with Fell's aid?
Yeah, I can give you what we know, and also, these murders have been plaguing us for the last week or so, and unfortunately there's some other things going on that have sort of taxed our ability to sort of keep up with this as much as we would like, so the mayor has offered a reward of 500 gold pieces each to the people who bring down this murderer. But yeah, there's 6 bodies. This makes the 6. It's been about a week or so, give or take. All of them have been stabbed to death, and all of their internal organs and eyes and bones have sort of turned into crystal. We've discovered that someone has taken their hearts.
Somebody very careful and precise. The way that they've removed the heart is very delicate.
It's what we've seen as well. We've also brought in experts to try to figure out what's going on, and we've been trying to find, oddly enough, considering the bodies were crystallized, people who make jewelry, to see if they perhaps know someone, because obviously someone needs to know something. Well, someone has to have such fine skill, but we've reached a dead end, mostly. I haven't had the time or the people power to go and investigate this as much as I would like. I've gone through most of the jewelers in the city except for 2 that have been on my list. I was going to go hit them up today, but then I was told about the body here. The Emerald Dove and Kendron's Fine Works.
Just out of curiosity, are either of them gnome or half?
I have no idea. I've never been to either of them.
Sorry, what was the second one? It was the Emerald Dove and what?
Kendron's Fine Works.
And the jewelers you have spoken to, they all didn't seem very suspicious.
I mean, not that I've known. All of them have alibis. We've been mostly thoroughly investigated. They've been trying to be helpful. I've even talked to the the head of the Gem Cutters Guild. Wasn't able to investigate him as much as I would like, but it seemed on the up and up, was helpful to a point.
When I got here, faint smell of burning here. Does that match up with anything you've seen with any of the murders?
No. I mean, not that I could tell. Is possible you could speak with the coroner. He's the one who's been looking over the bodies and would have detailed notes.
Not a bad idea.
First, I want to follow these tracks.
Yes.
Mr. Fell?
Yes.
I touch his shoulder and cast Enhance Ability to grant the wisdom of a owl, as that gives you advantage on wisdom checks.
Nice. Thank you.
I'm probably gonna stay here and wait for my men to come up so we can collect the body and take it back into town, so...
Yes, and preserve the crime scene.
Yes.
Exactly. But if you do figure out what happens, go see the mayor, and she'll give you your reward.
Thank you very much. My name is Miss Soraya Lianadel. It was a pleasure to meet you in these unfortunate circumstances. I'll just give a little bow and then I'll be like, okay, let's go. The spell lasts for an hour.
Alright, I'm gonna try to follow the tracks.
Okay, roll survival for me.
Do I still have guidance? No, that's a cantrip. Unless you cast it again.
Oh yeah, I can cast that again. That's not a problem.
Okay.
The son of a D4.
Yep. That's an 18. That's what I was checking.
Okay. You start following the tracks as they kind of move through the farm, and eventually you track back to the city. It's one of the older sections of the city you come from. A lot of the buildings are decrepit and bad repair. And as soon as you hit the sort of cobblestone roads and sidewalks, it gets harder and harder to sort of track anything here.
I'm definitely trying to get... There's a scent or anything that I can track with. I don't know what there is, but...
Yeah, there's that faint smell of burning that was unique. And you start following it as it sort of leads you to what looks like to be an abandoned house.
I'll stop a bit of a ways away from the abandoned house. That looks plenty suspicious.
Just a little.
I have heard tales of when you finally reveal the perpetrator, if you peel off their faces, there's usually another face beneath.
Oh, I think I've heard that one also.
There are some things like that.
Willem is just appalled.
Everyone else is like, this is cool.
Why are you peeling off people's faces? There's a skeleton beneath.
No, in this case there is another face beneath. But actually, yes, we all have a skeletal structure that upholds our face. Actually, I think, is that muscle? Muscle and other attributes sometimes above that. But this is divergence of our points, I believe. We should Go. Go forth. I stand behind Fel and just like, go forth.
We should probably try to do this quietly.
Oh. Tally ho. Say very quietly.
Shit, I don't remember if scale mail has disadvantage. I think it does. Let me double check.
I think it does.
I think it does.
Because I think I had it with my cleric the other week.
Yep.
No, not my cleric, paladin. That's the one. When that time Christina did that thing.
Sorry, guys.
Alright. Oh,
I'm gonna
I
cast
rolled pretty
guidance on myself.
You guys sneaking in?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
trying.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Oh, it was like 7-1.
Oh.
Went from a 17 to 1. So, excellent. Clang,
As Walona
clang,
makes a lot of noise,
jingle.
Fel just whispers, "Tally ho."
I believe you are getting into the spirit of this thing, Mr. Fel.
Yeah, I think I'm getting there.
Good for you.
You know, I probably tripped over a fucking tree branch.
The stairs leading up to the front door are a little uneven, and you kind of trip a little bit going up the stairs as some rotten wood gives way a little bit.
Yep. Oh, fuck. Sorry.
And is the door here?
Yep, there is a door. You can smell the burning kind of as a little bit more intense from behind the door.
Alright, since Walona has made a lot of noise, Fel is just gonna shoulder the door open.
You shoulder the door open, it easily gives way as as you look inside, this entire house has been completely gutted from age and neglect, and there looks like there used to be a second floor, but it's completely gone now. All that's left are these sort of rickety looking stairs that kind of start to fall apart the closer it gets further up. There's no indication of there being a basement. All you have is this main floor, which is fairly open since most of the walls have either been torn down or are just completely rotted away. And what you see is what looks like it used to be the living room area is a sort of the scent of burning just immediately shifts and change, and it smells different. It smells of brimstone.
I'm definitely making a perception check, relying on my smell and hearing as much as possible.
Okay.
Try to get a sense of what is going on in here.
Are you blocking the door?
No, I'm gonna move into the room.
Good.
So that's an 18 perception check.
Yeah, it smells of blood and of brimstone. As you guys sort of press in, you can see where this is worse is there's this giant blood stain in the center of the flooring, and there are markings that look like have been burned into the wood.
What language are they in?
Fiendish.
I speak
Does it
that.
say something really gross like, I summon the old dark one from the depths of our...
Yeah.
It actually looks like a spell written in Fiendish. It's some sort of ritual.
Can I figure out what it is?
Yeah, you can roll Arcana.
Can I also do that?
Yes.
I cannot do that. I'm like, jinkies. Don't like that.
That looks like a spell. It looks like a whole bunch of nope.
It is a whole bunch of nope. Kai, as you start to go over it, walking around, there is sort of a spell to crystallize flesh, and then to sort of have the life essence, the soul, coalesce in the heart, and sort of putting all of that into the crystal, which, considering adding that onto what's been the other thing, is just sort of a hold them down, turn them in the crystal, have all of their life, all of who they are, sort of flooded into the crystal, so to speak.
Fells is also with Valona, keeping an eye out for anything in the area, but over his shoulder just says to Kai, "What do you got there?"
Well, don't freak out. But this is all kinds of bad. And I will relay that information over. Just to clarify, I want to make sure. It looks like they crystallized people and then basically put all their life essence into the heart and then removed that?
Yes.
Or, okay.
So this is what is the kill site then, and where we were is the dumping ground.
Right. I don't know what they did with it after, though. But someone's probably walking around with a whole bunch of people trapped in crystal hearts. And that's not good. We should stop that.
People trapped in crystal hearts?
Yeah. Storing souls in crystal is not super unheard of. But it looks like that's what's happening. So it looks like that's what we're here to stop. We just have to find the person who's doing it. Even though it looks like they're a really powerful magic user. But we will stop them. Fel, do you have any idea where they might be? Oh, I lost him.
No, I'm back. I'm still here. I can still hear you the whole time.
So that we can do that, Fel, do you have any idea where this person might be?
Do I? I'm definitely scanning the area. If I'm not seeing anything in this room or the area around it, I'm looking for tracks or any sign that they would have left.
It does seem like whoever did this doesn't really call this place home or resides here. It seems more like they found a convenient place to do this horrible ritual, so it's not directly tied to them. And they've done it in a section of city where they could get some kind of privacy. But there are tracks that kind of lead in and out that you kind of can get a sense for. Roll another perception smell-based.
Okay. Uh, 18.
Yeah, you definitely get... There's the scent of blood, the scent of brimstone, but as you're kind of moving around looking at the tracks, there's also another scent, very soft scent. It smells like leather, and it also smells a little bit floral in nature. Almost like perfume.
The tracks that are leaving here, are they one set of tracks or more than one?
Just one.
And they're the same small humanoid tracks?
Yes.
Picking up a scent here, in addition to the scents I smelled before. It's floral and like a leathery scent.
Can I do a scent-based smell, perception check?
Yeah.
Like, maybe I can determine what flower it is. Is it used in baking?
Can you eat it?
I
Mhm.
am gonna bring my mage hand to me and then pull out the bottle of perfume I have in it and just go, does it smell like this one? And just hold it out. This is not me admitting to it, but that would then sort of necessitate if this is the actual similar perfume. And I give it to Fel, like, smell.
Does it smell anything like the smell? Other than being vaguely perfumey?
What flowers are you holding up?
I've got a vial of perfume in my bag, in my diplomat's pack.
Not. It's
Random generic perfume.
It smell. I mean, is it a floral scent?
I'm trying to think what she would wear. She'd wear something like Coco Chanel, Mademoiselle, like sort of.
Yeah, chic.
Yeah, chic.
No, it doesn't smell like that at all.
No.
Willona, it smells vaguely like violets.
Violets. Tasty.
It smells almost like violets.
Might be able to track from the smell, but other than that, does it mean anything to anybody?
My grandmother wears violet perfume and lavender.
What do I know about violets? And okay, well they're flowers. They're purple and and very briefly, Kai just like totally fucking nerds out about like way too much information about like the botany of violets. Just if that's helpful.
I like her.
Same.
They also mean innocence in the language of flowers.
Oh, I like that information more.
That definitely doesn't seem to be the case here.
No.
No. And love. Innocence and love, which I don't really think this is.
I get a big sense of that here.
Maybe they love their work.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I mean, kind of, but like.
I'm just kind of sitting there amidst like this ritual on the wall. That's nice.
Kai, you seem to know about this. Well, you don't. Is it to anyone or anything in particular?
Oh, well, it didn't seem to be doing anything with them other than just putting them in the heart. But I wonder. I mean, was there like a particular like? And by the way, this is for you, man. Like Mr. Demon, like implications.
Loving kisses.
Well, loving kisses.
There's no real signature to it. No one's evoked in here. There's no like sincerely, no signature to it. It seems to be a very sort of highly well crafted, but definitely just impersonal ritual to be done.
Then, Mr. Fell, if you still have the scent and the spell is still active for some time, if we wish to continue tracking them, we could, and see if it leads to the Emerald Dove or Kendron's fine work,
I'll
as
try.
the god suggested.
I'll step out of the house to see if I can follow that scent.
Now that you've honed in on it, it's a lot easier to hold. You can catch a whiff of it, and you can sort of get this scent and follow where it goes.
Alright, I'm gonna start following it. Figure everyone else will keep up.
As you guys sort of leave this abandoned house and start wandering through the streets, it seems whoever's perfume this belongs to kind of doubles up and sort of weaves in and out of alleyways, hopefully trying to avoid any kind of detection. Eventually, it starts to weaken and then strengthen, and it leads you to a shop which has a sign in big gold letters that says Kendron's Fine Works. You can see that there's a large bay window with what looks to be all sorts of mannequin heads and velvet pillows, which usually kind of display some pieces. You see golden bangles and whatnot, and beautiful fine works, and sort of main attraction seems to be a sort of display where it has this large, beautiful wrought crystal necklace piece.
None of this is good.
Are they open?
Yeah, let's inspect the storefront to see if they look open or...
The lights inside are off. You don't really... Looking through the bay window, you don't see anybody. And the sign on the door says closed.
Check if there's a back entrance. Or basement.
Perhaps we should come back when they're open, so it's not to raise suspicion that they're being investigated.
That is one option. The other option is that I could pretend to be a noble, and how dare they keep the shop closed when I wish to purchase something? I would never do that.
I actually kind of like that idea. But at first I want to circle around and see if there's any other exit.
Oh, to see like if
there
they
is.
just left.
Yeah, and also, if we do cause a scene, I just want to watch any back exit in case they try to leave.
You quickly go around the back, and there is no back door. You do see windows on the second story or first story, depending on how you do building stories.
Above ground floor.
Yes, there doesn't seem to be any lights in the windows above.
I'll circle around back to say there are windows out back, no exit.
I mean, one can climb out the window, I would assume.
Yeah, I can watch the back if you want to.
Did there
Right,
seem to be
bring them
anyone
out.
home?
Or how late is it right now?
It's about early afternoon.
Okay.
Guys, real fast. I think at this point, Kai's beer is gonna hit her real hard, and she's gonna go back to the inn because can't
Yeah,
the screen anymore.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
Sorry. But yay! I love the new kids, and I will play with you guys again later.
Okay.
Tally ho.
Feel better.
Go get good,
Thank you.
go get good lie downs. Oh, she's frozen for me. I get to. Oh, now she's. Before she goes, Soraya would quickly study her and just make like an approximation of what she is, and be like, okay.
And Bell would definitely, when he sees the Kai is kind of looking a little wobbly,
You should go lay down.
head back. We'll take care of this. We won't do anything too rash, I promise.
Yeah.
Kind of sends her back to the inn.
And we kind of walks away. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, you were DMing, right? Like doing the we're gonna.
Yeah, no, Kai was gonna just head off.
Okay. But yeah, like as she's walking away, Willona just turns to Fel.
Nothing too crazy.
Well, I had to say that.
Do you do crazy things?
Yes.
That is very interesting.
Thank you for being honest.
Don't feel any reason why.
I will ask later what these crazy things are. But for now, I suppose we will go with a heist.
I'm too impatient to wait and see whether this guy shows up tomorrow I at least, if he's not here, want to get a look at what's going on inside this place.
I mean, he could be at lunch.
If so, then we might be able to surprise him when he returns.
Whilst this is going on, Soraya's just sort of neatening her stole and sort of putting away her capelet and making herself look like a very nice noble. Just pulls out a wig and puts it on. It is very much oomph. Lots of hair.
What
golden
are you doing?
curls.
What was wrong with the original setup?
This is better. You want me to appear like a noble, an impatient noble. Can't do that with the hair I have.
Oh, that's fair. But is you do you.
Mage hand my bags up again and be like, do you wish me to go all noble on them?
Let me cover the back, and then you create your scene, and we'll see if anyone responds.
Excellent.
And I'll head around back.
I'm gonna move off. No, I will pretend.
I will pretend to be your bodyguard.
Oh, you can hold the bag then. And she just gives you her bag, like, oof, and then just uses the mage hand to turn it and knock. Poof, 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 poof.
Willana's probably just like, this is not heavy.
It's really not. She has a negative in strength, so it's not heavy. It's just heavy to her. Like, fuck. Any answer?
You knock on the door and there's no response.
Then it's like a pounding.
No response.
Okay.
And I'm keeping an eye out back to see if anything appears.
Who do you think you're fucking ass? Shutting your shop when I want to fucking buy a piece of bloody jewellery. I want that necklace in the window. Open up. And then she just like hammers the door even louder. Like boom, 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 boom.
I'm sad that Fells are on the other side of the building now.
I'm sure he can hear that. I am
Yeah,
sure
probably.
that.
Yeah, you can hear it, and there's no response.
Just like start yelling like to the general street and causing a scene like, listen, who owns this fucking shop? I want to buy some jewellery. Who's gonna sell me some fucking jewellery? Why isn't he open? I came all the way from the other side of town for that necklace. Where is it? I want to own it. Now.
While
Dump
she's
feet.
doing that, is it possible? Can Fel climb up to the second floor where the windows are?
Roll acrobatics or athletics.
Don't ever let Willana know
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that'd be a 7.
Yeah, you start to try to scramble up, but there really isn't anything you can get purchase on, so you kind of like, you try to kind of do a running move up there, and you can't quite make it.
Shit. Alright.
I don't think I'm here.
party. To make my voice carry 3 times as loud as normal.
Oh, God.
Yes, you might want to do that. Because, like, it's to Soraya, it's very abnormal that there's no one answering on this entire street. Like, nobody's, like, peeking out. Nobody's, like, oh, somebody's, like, no, there's no curtain twitching going on. Like, I want to buy that necklace. I want it now. Hi, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
They say hi.
She's essentially doing, is it Violet Beauregard? No, it's Veruca Salt, isn't it? Veruca Salt. Just, I want a golden egg. I want it now. Bring it to me.
I'm gonna come back around to the front. And is anybody watching us now?
There are people staring, but
Okay.
no one's going out of their way to like, yeah, what's going on here? They're all kind of like,
Fucking crazy lady.
yeah, there's half crazy lady and other people going, rich people, and then just continue walking.
Rich Northerners.
Yeah. I want my fucking necklace. I can't do it.
It's gonna be like, fine. and then just turn around and look at anybody who looks like they might be a neighbour, like, you, over there, where's he gone? I want to buy a necklace. Do you sell necklaces? Are they as good as that necklace? I want that one.
I'm studying your accent so hard right now.
Yeah, you really don't get anyone who's responding, and there's no response from inside the store.
I'm just gonna be like, well, this was a very... This was a... Say a few words. Fel, come back over here, please.
I'm here.
Oh, say some words.
Well, what words?
That's much better. Thank you very much, Fel.
Right.
You know
That
you should
seemed-
have been clever and just said some words.
Oh, that would have been hilarious. I would have enjoyed that immensely. Mr.
I'm,
Fel, please remember that for next time.
Sure. I'm looking around to see if there's anyone still watching us at this point, or if the crowd is sort of given up on.
Yeah. It's essentially, since there's no more yelling, everyone's like, oh, it's over, and they've gone about their business. So they've ceased to care, as what happens in a large city. It's like, momentary distraction is over. Let us continue our resume of being salty and not giving a fuck about anybody else.
Accurate.
Is the door like a solid door, or is there a glass part of the door?
It's solid wood.
I will take my bag back off Walona and be like, thank you very much. God, it's so heavy. And just mage hand it up and just be like, oh, that's...
I'm gonna try to bust this door open. But I'm gonna ask Walona for a little bit of guidance.
I do
I
Oh,
do
we
not
really-
approve of you breaking and entering.
How about this? There's clearly no one at home. There's been no curtain twitching. But we know it's here. We've caused a scene. Let me just write a little note, stick it through the door saying, I wish to purchase one of the necklaces, signed Lady Fancy Pants. And then we retire, we go to the garden and let them know what we know, that we tracked it back here and that we will return and maybe set up a stakeout. Is that what they're called?
If you need a name, I can give you one.
Oh, that's good.
From looking in the business itself, there's almost a fine layer of dust on most everything inside. Except for the doorway leading to the back.
How have they not been robbed blind? Says Christina. Like, as Janora going, steal everything.
Like, it looks like someone has been coming in and out, but it doesn't look like there's been any business being done recently.
The front.
But the perfume smells fresh. Like someone has been outside with that perfume in the last 4 or 5 hours.
They've been here recently, but they haven't been running the shop. If they see your note, they're probably just going to ignore it.
You make a good point. Walona,
And
I am assuming you object to us breaking in on grounds of morality and law.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay.
that doesn't bother me.
I will be the person in between then. It bothers me somewhat and also it doesn't bother me at all in another sense. So...
One question for Snicket.
Yes.
You said that there was a fine layer of dust except for like a path from the doorway to another doorway in the back, or was it?
Yes. There looks like to be a wall with a door leading to maybe like a back room or something.
And that back room, like it looks like it's on the ground floor,
Yes.
but there were no windows to it. There's windows
No.
on the second floor.
So, I hate that I'm about to say this. If you were to have broken into this establishment, the time to have done that would have been when Miss Saraya here was causing a massive, massive fuss.
because there would have been no attention drawn to you. It would all
Except
been
that-
focused on her.
She was standing in front of the door.
I could have moved her.
Do you wish me to
Could've.
continue
Could've.
making a scene further down the street?
Perhaps,
Actually, that's not a terrible idea.
Signora, we should move down the street so I do not witness this.
Bologna, will you accompany me?
Yes, and I will just turn to Fel and give him like a rough slap on the shoulder to cast guidance.
I'm going to continue down the street.
Must.
And then I'm going to take a deep breath in. Channel your mother. Channel your mother. Who do they think they're fucking are banishing me from the thing? Just like start throwing like a proper tantrum, just like down the street going, do you know where I can buy a fucking beautiful necklace so I can go to the fucking ball?
And just carrying her bag like a.
And I'll give that a few moments to settle into a nice distraction away from the shop. And then I'm going to try to force that door open.
Yep, you can roll athletics or just pure like strength. As down the street, you guys are kind of causing a distraction, and you hear a couple people going, "Yeah, you go, girl." And somebody else goes, "The Emerald Dove has better jewelry."
And I got
I'll give you a commission for that, love, and I'll just go right over there now.
with guidance, I got a 16.
You're welcome.
I got a 4 on the guidance, so that was nice.
So what'd you get?
16.
Oh yeah, the door just, as soon as your shoulder hits it, it gives, and there's a crack of wood as it sort of slams open, and sure enough, it looks like it hasn't really been tended to, but it does look like there's been someone coming in and out. And from your new vantage point, you can see that the back door is open just a smidgen.
I'm going to glance towards Willona and Soraya. Kind of
Gonna
give
just-
them a look if they look over.
Just like go, oh, and just like be like, okay, now we just need to duck into the alley and then just get to remove the wig, shove the wig in my bag, like put my cape back on, like, okay.
Alright.
So you guys duck down an alley and circle around.
Alright, let us go. Oh no, that's not. That's my. Yes, okay, that.
I mean, I'm not offended.
I'm not the thing to do. I just.
My curse continues.
And as soon as I circle around to back to me, I'm just going to slide into the building quickly.
Okay, you slide in, and eventually the others join you as you guys kind of gingerly close the door behind you. Kind of like, yes, definitely does not look weird now, and you're now inside Kenrin's Fine Works.
And the door to the back room or whatever, it looks slightly ajar.
Yes.
Is there light behind it?
Doesn't seem to be.
I'm gonna slowly pull out my sword and my shield.
Okay.
Shield buddies.
Shield buddies.
I'll stand behind you then, and stand behind. Mage
Behind
hand
the shield
holding my
buddies.
back. Yep, just be like, yes, vantage point for me.
I can take the lead. I'm gonna open the door to the back room slowly.
Open the door again. What?
Okay, so you open the door, and this does seem to be a back room. There's packages, sort of boxes and whatnot used to package up fine jewelry. There's a whole bunch of ledgers and whatnot, and everybody, can you roll me either investigation or perception?
modified 20 on perception.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
I hate that my passive will almost always be higher than what I roll. Ugh.
So as you guys sort of walk in, the first thing you notice is there's a giant old bloodstain at what seems to be the top of a set of stairs going down. The scent of violets is heavy in here, and Soraya, you notice that there's someone hiding behind what looks to be a giant crate in the corner.
Mm-hmm. What size approximately do they look like? They like to be
Small.
I'm just going to go. Valona, could you help me with this a second? This bag is so heavy.
I will take the bag.
As soon as she takes the bag, I just took her and just sort of look and then just ding ding with twice on my little earrings and just be sort of casually pointing towards where I saw it. Thank you so much. It's just so heavy. It's such a bother. Such trouble.
Do we interpret this correctly then?
Yes, you guys look in the corner and you see what she saw, and there's someone trying to hide behind a crate.
I'm going to move in that direction. Not going to indicate that I've seen them yet.
Oh, I'm gonna. Well, shit.
No, you do it. Go for it.
DC for that is 14.
What color?
Does it have to be those three?
No, dude, pick whatever
okay.
color you like.
Oh, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna look like fire, I guess. Like actual fire. So I guess reddish, yellow, orange. Maybe
Yeah.
like the sunset
Oh, yeah.
in the picture?
It flickers in between those colors, yeah. You see what looks to be a gnomish form outlined in this flickering firelight.
Are you muted? Oh no, okay.
So, as soon as I see the gnomish form silhouetted in the firelight, I'm just going to sort of charge them. Not intending to attack with my weapons, but just to barrel into them.
Oh man, you immediately just run over and there's a thunk, and you hear a shrill scream, and then the thunk of a body trying to push itself into a corner. And you see this young gnomish woman throw her hands up over her face and go, "Please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me."
So where did I hear the sound from?
The corner.
I'm going to spin in that direction.
Yeah, you see this gnomish woman just kind of have her hands up over her heads and kind of peeking out behind her fingers. And she goes, "Please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me."
Who are you?
I'm Jelfie.
Why are you here?
This is my store.
Who's Kendrin then?
He was the owner.
Why are you hiding in your own store?
Listen,
Do I have Zone of Truth prepared? I do not. Damn.
You, Walona, with your high passive perception, notice that she is starting to reach down towards a pack as if she's trying to stealthily take something out.
Dear, mind your hands.
let's.
You know, it would be much easier to understand you if you stopped stuttering.
I'm gonna try to. Once Walona points out that she was trying to reach for something, I am gonna try to basically grapple her, try to like push her up against the wall that she was backing into.
Okay. Athletics or strength? Jesus.
Yeah, athletics, I think. She can use acrobatics or athletics, I think, to resist it.
It doesn't matter. I rolled a 2.
16.
Yeah, you easily body check her into the wall and she screams again, her legs just trying to find purchase and squirm out of your, and she goes, ow, listen, it wasn't my fault.
There's blood at the top of the stairs here.
Does she smell like violets, Val?
Does she?
Heavily.
I'm still kind of pushing her up against the wall, but just with one hand, reaching towards the hilt of my sword.
Listen, he promised me unsurpassed skill. He just told me to do a couple things.
Who?
This demon.
Does this demon have a name?
He told me to call him Mr. Gold.
Mr. Gold, how did he appear?
I just wanted to have skill. Kendrin was gonna toss me out, said I wasn't good enough, and I just wanted to show him wrong.
So you wanted to show him wrong by taking an easy route and ruining people's lives instead of, working hard like somebody who deserves their position would do.
Taking people's lives.
That's still the same as ruining,
I mean, there weren't nobody I knew, really. Who were they to me?
And that gives you the right to end their life for your own benefit?
Listen, I was dumb, and I freely admit it was a dumb idea, but if you let me go, I'll tell you everything.
The only reason why I'm not running you through my sword right now is because Lona is here.
She immediately turns and looks at you, Alona, like, oh my god, please save me from the scary man.
I mean, personally, it'd be really nice if we could get all the information from you. But I feel the guards probably deserve it more.
He's downstairs right now.
The demon is
Yes.
downstairs.
Yes,
Her hair's starting to get, a little glowy.
I swear. Swear.
I'm still grappling her. I'm going to start leading her downstairs, pushing her in front of me.
No,
Just like-
no. He'll kill me. Please don't. Please, he's gonna kill me.
Because you got caught?
Yes.
I'm just ignoring her pleas and pushing her ahead.
I'm gonna insight her, actually, to see if she's telling the truth about douchebag being downstairs.
Okay.
That's a natural 20.
She is 100% honest, and she is terrified out of her mind. You get the
Mr.
feeling she's a
Fell.
little coward.
Mr. Fell,
Yes.
she has done a despicable thing. But we are not despicable people. And it would be less of ourselves if we were to...
Stoop to her level?
I won't feed her to the demon, but I can't let her go either.
No, I'm not suggesting that. How quick do you think we can take this demon out?
I don't know enough about it yet.
Just gonna go to her, put my fingers on her lips, and say, "Go to sleepo," and cast sleep.
Okay.
Nice.
I believe you roll some dice for me.
I do. Let me do it that way. Might be easier. Hit enter. 20! She's probably got way more than that.
Nope, she instantly falls asleep.
Just gently put her down and tie her wrists. Are one of you good at tying knots?
Hey, decent enough.
Tie her. Leave her here bound. We will go and deal with the demon downstairs.
Doggy knows how to tie his own leash. It's fine.
Oh my god, Angie!
That's why Angie said it and not Willona.
That's my
Me,
specific
not
thing.
wrong, but yeah, I'm going to tie her wrists with rope that I have, and I'm going to turn back to Soraya and say, "That was a good idea."
Let us go downstairs and see what is below.
Yep, I've definitely got my sword ready, shield ready.
Do you suppose he knows we're here?
Yes.
Made a good bit of noise.
Yeah, fair. And I'm not quiet.
Mr. Fell, do you speak Fiendish? Do either of you speak?
Do.
Oh, good.
I do
Just
not.
checking. Then we will converse in common for your benefit.
If you can, if on the chance that this demon does not wish to converse in common, one of you can converse and the other translate.
That seems acceptable. I will insist Mr. Fell go downstairs first, because I feel like I am
This is a good idea. I got this.
Should
I'm
one of
gonna.
us stay up here in case she wakes up?
Oh,
I write a little note just in case any, like, a guard comes saying, this girl killed people and stole their heart. We've tied her up. Please don't let her go. And then just leave it there. Like, signed Soraya Lianadel. Leave a note. Oh my god, me and people who write notes. God damn it, Christina.
Yup.
Yeah, I mean, even if she wakes up and runs, she's gonna have her wrist tied with rope. That's gonna look a little suspicious.
True.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'm gonna lead the way downstairs.
Okay, as you guys head downstairs, there is a light, and it gets brighter and brighter as you go down and hit the landing, and this seems to be the workshop. There are several tables with all sorts of equipment used to cut and polish jewels and gems and how to forge jewelry, and in the back you see two long tables. One of them has 6 giant crystals that look like hearts. And on the other table, you see lounging on his side like a giant, like a golden Burt Reynolds on a bare carpet. This
That's
demon.
a mental image.
And he is bedecked in jewels and gems and precious metals. And he's sort of laying there kind of, chin on hand, elbow on table, the other arm sort of just languishing over his stomach. And he kind of looks at you with these glittering eyes, his horns just dripping in gems. And he goes, "Oh, good. I was getting dreadfully bored waiting for you all. Hello. Welcome to my abode. Terribly sorry about the smell. It's so hard to find good help these days."
I already ate it.
Mr. Gold, I presume. Let me be of assistance. And I prestidigitation to make it smell a little nicer.
You, my lady, are a gem. Unlike that Jelfie, oh, what a disappointment she was. Allow me to be blunt, because I have a feeling that witty repartee is not quite what you're looking for.
I believe people should be held accountable for their own actions. You, I assume, gave her a command and she went out and enacted it. But you did not commit the offence yourself.
I gave her no such command.
She did it on her own.
She made the deal on her own. I told her what I would like in return, and she went out and she did it. I told her if she went and did the thing, then I would give something in return, but not before. I used to do it the other way around, where I would give the power and then ask them to do the thing, but that almost never worked out, so I decided to do it reverse. Once you pay me, I will give you the services that you are required. Customer service and retail is a wonderful thing. He kind of starts to push himself up, and his legs dangle off as you watch this tail flicker as he goes, she wanted unsurpassed skill in jewelry making, and especially in gem crafting. I told her if she used this ritual to sacrifice people and brought me hearts, that I would give her skill beyond peer. She decided the first thing to do was her Master Kenrin, who, from what she said, was a right prick. He was, I believe, her first victim. And so she was to give me the hearts, and her skill would increase for every heart that she gave me. I didn't say for her to go and kill innocent people. They could have been bad villains, criminals, thugs. She would have done it.
Deserves a fair trial.
Did you specify the type of... Could she have brought you sheep?
No, unfortunately, I do need the hearts of sentient beings.
For what purpose?
To consume them, obviously.
So to sustain yourself.
It's not so much food. I really don't need to eat. This is more of an... If I eat enough, I increase in power, so to speak. But here's the thing. I can give you gold, and in return we part ways, and you will never see or hear from me ever again.
No, sorry.
No.
He looks like he was taking a crystal out of one of his pouches, and he holds it up to the light. He's like, "Are you sure? 5,000 gold pieces can do a lot of good in this world."
Not interested.
I'm gonna turn around and walk up the stairs.
Oh, well...
No interest in making deals with demons. No thank you. No, good day.
That's it.
Stars, moons aligned. No, not today.
No good.
He drops the crystal, and there's this crack as the crystal shifts and grows until it's this huge beast. Well, this huge demon that looks like it's completely made of crystal. He goes, "Deal, no deal. Apparently it's no deal, but, well, if you're unable to come to an amicable agreement, I believe something should be done here."
Oh, Mr. Gold, I almost liked you.
Don't worry, I didn't.
The feeling is mutual, my dear. And with that, he sort of straightens himself up and... boop.
Oh, look at that thing. Look. Oh my god.
Son
Look
of
at
a bitch.
We do not have M. We do have this, and I need everybody to roll initiative for me. I can stop the music and...
Couldn't just let us get away and take care of your stupid little pawn.
Oh, for fuck's... I guess it's proper that I go last.
I don't know. What did you roll?
A 5.
I rolled a 1.
Oh fuck. do you have dexterity?
I do, but it's only +3.
Oh, then you have 4. Alright, well, I have none. I have a initiative. Excellent. It should be fun.
Oh, I'm so glad I used up 2 of my spell slots already.
DC's fine. Oh, you precious thing.
Yeah, Fairy Fire is not concentrated anymore. It's probably gone anyway, it's been a minute.
Oh boy, I'm rolling well tonight. Jesus Christ.
Oh, nice.
So top of the order we have Fel.
Okay. First off, Snicket.
Yes.
Bloodhunters get advantage on any intelligence check to recall information about Fae, fiends, or undead.
Yes.
Is there what kind of check would I have to make to know something about these things?
You can either roll a wisdom or an intelligence check.
Alright, I will do wisdom then. That's a 17 wisdom check.
Mr. Gold is known as a gilded devil. He's known for trying to tempt mortals with promises of gold or skill. The other one is a crystal demon. They are low intelligence. They are essentially constructs made to be sort of brutes and bodyguards.
I'll just turn to the other and say, I'll take care of the big one. And I'm going to... I'm going to run towards it. And as I'm doing so, Fel drops his sword and his shield, and he starts to shift. He basically gets larger and wolfish. Boop. Black fur covers him. And his snout, his face extends into a snout, and sharp fangs and claws. And I'm just going to close with it, but I can't attack as the transformation is an action.
Okay. You transform into this impressive and terrifying looking wolf. And you watch as the Gilded Devil's eyes just go wide and goes, "Oh! Well! I see." And he is not going to deal with that in the slightest. And he's gonna run up to the girls instead. He goes, "Terribly sorry about all this, but you know."
But you're not really.
"No, sorry, not sorry. No take backsies."
It's only business.
The first attack is gonna be against you, Soraya.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
That's 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
8. So that would take me to that.
As you watch as some of his bangles slip off of his wrist as he forms a giant flail.
I believe, darling, this is called Hellish Rebuke, and I'm gonna, as a reaction, cast Hellish Rebuke.
Yes.
Which, I didn't get that spell card, so now I'm just gonna quickly think, because I believe I can do it slightly more damage, because I'm a tiefling.
Yes, it's like 3d8, I think,
3d8.
instead of 2.
Hellish Rebuke.
You know you can look it up on the compendium, right?
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
It's 2d10, so it would be 3d10.
Oh, yes. 3d10.
Boom. So he needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
I'll be sad if you have a DC of 15.
A dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
That's
I
it.
don't know what my... Hang on, let me have a look at what my dexterity is. I didn't actually work out what mine is. I'm gonna now manually work this out.
8 plus proficiency plus charisma modifier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's currently 14.
Same.
That's a 9.
Yeah! He takes 27 points of fire damage if it is not.
Nice.
Yeah, no, you watch as the jewelry starts to melt off of his body and he shrieks and he goes, "The aesthetic, darling, the aesthetic!" And he kind of just looks at you in pain and just like, the fuck? And then he turns and he's going to hit you, Willona.
Okay.
Because, yeah, that is a 16 to hit.
Yes, because I couldn't do Shield of Faith yet. That just hits.
That is 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
As smack. And he goes, "Sorry, darling." That's his turn. Willona, it's actually your turn now.
Alright, so instead of, like taking my mace and just smashing him in the face, what we're going to do is... Fuck it, let's do it. I'm going to channel divinity.
Oh shit.
Suck my radiant dick. So that will be...
King.
That'll be a DC 14.
Mama wants new dice. Yeah, she did. What's the DC?
14. And that's to both of them.
Oh, to both of them?
Mm-hmm. Because they're both within range.
The crystalline one makes it, but Mr. Gold fucking fails. So guess what his new name is?
Mr. Fail. Mr. Melted.
Mr. Blue.
Alright, so that's gonna be 13 points of radiant damage.
Ouch! Yeah.
Get fucked. And then... Ooh, is Shield of Faith up? It is! Done.
This...
But I'm gonna scooch around to the behind of him.
Okay. Because he's too busy, like, reaching up and clawing at his eyes and screaming in pain as he sort of soaks in this radiant damage. And, yeah, there's sort of blackens bits and pieces of him. The crystalline one, shows no pain. Doesn't really show much of anything. Not really sure if the thing's kind of self-aware. Anything else?
No, that's all.
Okay. Soraya, it is your turn.
Capelet off, sword is drawn.
Oh shit.
This is Soraya. Back together, and I'm never going down at the hands of the likes of you, because I'm so much better. And I'm gonna strike him straight in the heart with my rapier. So that will be a 18 to hit.
Hits.
So, oh man. 5 plus 4. So that's 5 points of slashing, and it is 4 points of psychic.
Yeah. I forgot. You stab him and he screeches as you kind of just bury your rapier into his gut and twist. And he looks down and just starts clawing at his head. He goes, "What the fuck is this?" As his nose starts to bleed a little bit.
Bardic inspiration fell. Get him. That's my turn.
That's your turn. As
What die is your bardic inspiration?
A D6. I have spent 2 of them. They are going away.
Okie dokie. It is now the crystalline one's turn. And he is going to try to claw at you. I almost said cat!
That's understandable.
Oh man. That's an 11 to hit.
That misses.
That is a 22 to hit.
Okay, that one will hit.
Literally double.
However, while I'm in my hybrid form, I'm resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing if it's from non-magical attacks.
It is non-magical. So that's 14 points of slashing
before.
reduced to 7.
Okay.
And it kind of claws at you the first time you just duck under, and it claws at you again, hitting you in the shoulder, and it doesn't hurt nearly as bad. Kind of looks down at his claws and looks at you, and it kind of tilts its head to the side, like, the fuck? This elf is a wolf, and it's not hurting as much? And kind of just like, man.
I just growl back at it.
Oh shit. It's your turn.
Okay, so the first thing I have to do, since I took damage, is I have to make a bloodlust check. The wisdom save DC 10. Now. Yep, I'm good. So I'm going to do two things. As my action, I'm going to try to climb on top of it.
Okay.
Using, like, climb a bigger creature rules with DMG. So basically, I have to make a athletics or acrobatics check, and it contests with acrobatics.
Okay.
And... okay, so that's 22.
Yeah, no, doesn't get anywhere near that. You get this thing that this large thing is not really that dexterous.
Okay, so I'm on top of it right now. And as my bonus action, I just take one of my claws and I just rake it across my own chest. And I'm using my rite of lightning. So basically, as I claw across my chest, the blood just turns into like electricity. It just kind of arcs off of me and now is covering both of my claws.
Oh my god, yes. So you watch as your new friend Fel turns into this werewolf, climbs on the top of this thing, and now has lightning claws.
But that's all I can do right now. So I just look very dramatic.
Yeah. You do.
I don't see it. I'm focused on douchebag in front of me.
And it is douchebag's turn.
Doucheman.
Douchman!
Well, that has to go on Fel's playlist now.
I really thought about it, but I was like, is that a little too on the nose? I don't know.
No.
Nope.
Do it.
The DM ruled it.
Alrighty then. I need Soraya and Willona to please make a dexterity saving throw for me.
I'm proficient in these! Yay, resilient!
Oh no.
Nope.
Are you really?
I'm proficient. Rolls a 4.
You guys take 13 points of piercing damage as he reaches into his bag and crushes a gem, and the shards fly out and attempt to embed themselves into your flesh.
You're a fucking prick.
Yes, that's generally what I've been called. That's his term. Willona, it is your turn.
Okay, so what we're going to do instead is we're going to move over here. Hi, hello, how you doing? And we're going to aim a cone this way to this way for burning hands.
Oh no.
Dexterity save of 14.
And Vicky failed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Delicious.
That's
Oh my god. I was so worried this fight was going to be terrible for you all.
10.
And I was so counting on that they were going to fuck this guy up.
So that
Who's
is
the guy?
going to be 10 damage. 10
Ooh.
fire damage.
Yeah, he's looking quite
shit.
melty and burnt.
I have to roll a con save, concentration check. So that is going to be... Nope. I failed it. I lose Shield of Faith.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 7 on the die and I have +2 to con.
Ooh. So Shield of Faith drops as
wrong.
he looks utterly melted and is kind of just like his face is contorting in rage and agony as he looks at you guys. Saraya, does your turn?
Oh, sorry. I would have moved back after.
Oh, sounds good. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Thank you. Whether... No, I'm going to do that. I need him to make a wisdom saving throw as I just say to him, the two of us aren't going to follow your... come at me without any of... well, what you call tool. You tool. And I'm casting Dissonant Whispers on him.
He rolled a 19.
He saves which is half of 9 psychic damage.
Yeah, he kind of just shakes his head, looks at you as more blood just just rains from his nose and eyes and ears as he can psychically assault him, and he like looks at you all and goes, "Really, really."
Really?
Annoy him to death.
Bonus action. Can I healing word myself?
Yeah, if you want.
I'm bonus action. I'm made of love. And I touch myself to heal myself, even though I only need to say it with words.
Heal.
I got 4, so that's 8. Oh, heals to me.
Nice. And it is the crystalline devil's turn as it kind of...
I was going to let you know, Stickit, that he can try to dislodge me from on top of him, but that takes his action. If he moves, I move with him.
Yeah,
He can attack me normally.
he's gonna try to dislodge you.
Okay, so he makes an athletics, or he makes a... It is... Yeah, he makes an athletics check that I can test with either athletics or acrobatics, my choice.
Okay. Let me know what you rolled.
That's an 11.
That's a 7.
Oh,
I'm rolling like poop tonight.
I feel it.
As
so
he
yeah.
tries to dislodge you, just juking and reaching up and grabbing towards you, but he's not doing so well. And
I'm still clinging on with my claws.
yeah, you're kind of like, no. And so it's your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna tear the hell out of him. So I can make one claw attack as my normal action and use my bonus action for another claw attack.
Okie dokie.
The first one was bad. That was 6.
Misses.
So I rolled a 1. Second, though, much better. 23.
Yeah, that hits. Just a little bit.
Okay, so I do my claw damage and I do lightning damage. That's 9 slashing
Mm-hmm.
and 2 lightning damage.
Yep, as you watch, as you just hit him and there's cracks start to form as lightning arcs down into the cracks and it just bellows and just violently shakes trying to get you off in the process, and you're like, hell no, I won't go. Turn lights
And,
off, bring me home.
I'm going to stay right there.
Okay. As you keep perched on top of this thing, it is the Gilded Prick's turn, and he's going to try to attack you, Soraya.
What did he get?
It's not important, you know? It's not...
I mean, I've got a really low AC in true Christina tradition.
Do you have underneath a 10?
No.
Then
That would be fucking funny, though.
You're good. He's gonna try to attack you again because he's frustrated. That's better. That's better. That's a 17.
That one does hit.
Take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. As he just screams in frustration. The first one whiffs. And he just fucking screams again and is just throwing a temper tantrum as it goes, and he hits you with the flail again, and he's just like, just die already! Willona, it's your turn.
Alrighty, so, going to basically just be like, you first? And, we're gonna just swing at him with the mace instead.
Okay.
Should heal myself, but I'm mad. Ooh-hoo! That's gonna be, an 18 to hit.
Hits.
Excellent. I didn't even roll with advantage. I'm gonna crit fish. Nope. Alright, so that'll be 7 points of bludgeoning.
How would you like to do this?
Oh my god.
Wow, nice job.
Right between the horns, just bring it down.
Yeah, and especially since he has his back to you, you bring down your mace right between the horns and the back of his head and cave his skull in. And there's this dull, almost interesting enough metallic thunk as it caves in. And, Soraya, you can see his eyes just roll up in the back of his head, and he falls on the ground, twitches, before falling completely still.
Does he fall towards me as he is going down? So can I catch him as he goes down?
No, he kind of...
Just...
Yeah, he just kind of collapses in a heap. And almost like he's melting, because it looks like he's melting into a slag pile.
Nice.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
The only action that I wanted, well, I guess I could bonus action Shield of Faith myself, but at this point, no.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Soraya?
I'm going to... I think it's crystal. It's not going to work. Going to go forward. Good job, Miss Willona. That was very excellent. And then just look at this thing and go, do hold on, Fel, and cast Thunder Wave as I push it out from me. So it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
So do I.
It's a cube that goes out from me, so it doesn't go to you. It's not a radius.
It's not...
It's not a radius. Cubes go out from
radius.
you.
Right.
It's like a cube in front of her.
I get you.
It fails.
It takes 14 points of thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from me.
And I go with it.
Which direction?
Forward into the stuff behind it.
Okay. Boop. It
Fel-
hits the table and shakes a bit, and Fel, you kind of maintain your footing, but, yeah.
Mr. Fel, I hope I didn't damage you too much.
I'm too busy caring to it. It's like I didn't notice.
Excellent. Have you spent my inspiration?
I have not.
Okay. Then, Miss Willona, that was a really excellent job. Well done. Bardic inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
How smart is this thing? Nope. No. It's going to try to dislodge you again.
Okay. 18.
It was so close this time! No, doesn't dislodge you. It kind of jukes and shakes like a wet dog, and just tries to grab at you, and it's so frustrated because you're just essentially digging your claws into this thing, and it just doesn't do shit.
Hold on.
And it's your turn.
All right. Same deal. I'm going to attack it twice. And now I'm remembering I have advantage because I'm on top of it.
Yeah.
So that is a 21.
Hits.
And the second attack is first. That is a 22.
Hits.
Alright. So the first one is 6 slashing and 4 lightning.
Oof.
The second is 6 slashing and 3 lightning.
Okay. You're constantly clawing at this thing, and the fissures in the crystal go deeper and deeper until your last attack lands, and you watch as the lightning arcs, hits this thing's core, and you watch it as just completely shatters. It falls to its knees and then slumps over, falling to the ground, completely shattering into pieces.
Alright, I'm just going to leap off of its corpse.
You leap off of it, almost doing a flip before landing and sliding among these almost prismatic-looking crystal shards.
I look over at the other dead demon.
Yeah, it is now a pool of gold on the floor.
I kind of growl, still in wolf form. Good job.
You can talk like that?
I can.
Huh. Good work.
No. Like, Soraya's doing that thing of, like, trying to consider, like, am I going to be a trash person and say, good doggy? And pat him on the head and be like, no.
Remember which character you're playing.
Yes, exactly. Soraya takes the moment to think about it and then goes, no, I'm a nice person. And then just be like,
So the question is, was it good work or good warg that I said?
Oh.
I believe the creatures are dead.
Well, at least stupid upstairs will not have anybody to answer to except for themselves.
Vandalore.
Yes. But, you know, that's what I meant. Like, she will have no one to put the blame on at this point.
Yes.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, he only did as was asked. I mean, he still deserved to die. He was a terrible person. Creature.
Person. Humanoid? No, definitely demon.
Yeah,
But she did not have to take the deal.
I shift back into the elfin form. Say, not gonna cry any tears for a demon.
No. Perhaps we should take a look around, though, and see if there is any evidence to collect to use as a case against her.
Yeah.
You have the crystal hearts from the victims.
Uh-huh. But is there anything, like, any writing over here or something?
Yeah, you do find a diagram that shows the ritual used to turn people into crystals so they can be harvested.
Yeah, that's a pretty damning evidence.
Yep. Just gonna...
I just investigate what is left of the demon's remain.
The Gilded Demon really doesn't have much left. It doesn't really have a body, it's just kind of this nasty, bubbling ooze.
Okay.
The
So it is like the when you said the witch, you meant like it's like Elphaba when she melts.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm smart.
The crystalline demon has shattered into these beautiful prismatic shards. But that's about it.
Okay. Then we return upstairs. We take that lady to here and the crimes at their feet. And
Yes.
I believe there was talk of payment.
There was.
That would be nice, and that might assist Miss Kai with any potions that she might require for her ailments.
She shouldn't have drank that beer.
Not as quickly as she did. Especially for her first time. You could tell it was her first time.
It was, for definitely her first time.
I believe the word is quaff. She quaffed the drink.
Sure, that's the word.
If you want to be
Definitely
candid
works
about it. Which she was not.
That's a
But-
cute cat, sorry! The cat like...
Alright, let's bring her to the wall.
Yes.
Miss, as always, I would prefer it if the both of you go up first. Thank you.
Are you sure you don't want to be between the shields this time?
That does also make sense, yes.
I'm already walking upstairs.
Yep, you guys find that that Jelfie is still unconscious and tied up. You sort of drag her along as you head to the guard station, and sure enough, you see Captain Miko sort of standing there, and he looks at you all and goes, "You've apprehended the villain."
I did. We did. Sorry. We did. I see you received my note. I left it there with the body. That makes her sound like she's dead. The prisoner.
We brought her to them?
Yeah, we did.
Oh! Nina was totally listening. It's not 3 a.m.
You're good. Yeah, no, you guys managed to deal with the demon so quick that the guards hadn't arrived, so you just dragged her to
That
the
was
guard
like-
station.
15 seconds.
Yeah, you kind of annihilated that demon. And he goes, I take it you figured out who did it, who done it, who did the thing, who do it.
Yes.
You're looking at her. And points
Yes.
down at the gnome.
She was acting in concert with the demon.
A demon? This day and age?
Yes.
Yes.
That's not
A gilded demon, to be precise.
some of them fancy demons.
A gilded devil. Apologies.
I'll take your word for it. They just come in one flavor to me, and that's demon.
You helped. Why don't you sit on my keyboard?
More kitties!
Yes.
He goes, hold a moment, and he goes and comes back with 4 bags of gold, 500 gold pieces each, and hands it to you guys. Reward for bringing in the crystal killer.
Each? My goodness, that is a lot.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned back in the orchard.
I thought you meant between the 4 of us.
As did I.
Oh no, each.
Oh,
Those were pretty gruesome murders, and the fact that there were so many of them in such a short time kind of desperately wanted to make sure this was taken care of, and sure enough, you all were the heroes to save the day.
Why does that sound so ingenuine?
I'm sorry.
A few hours from now, you see him in a back alley selling the crystal hearts.
oh, snicker.
I knew there would be a black market for this.
How much is the average person's lifestyle a year? How much would that roughly be? Would that be like?
Year?
Yeah,
In the player's handbook.
Hold on, I know.
like poor, like not not like somebody like so a little bit of money would not super fancy. I've got a place handbook. I can
Oh,
look at
super fancy? Like rich?
No,
is,
not super.
like
Not
rich,
super fancy.
not
like,
super
poor.
fancy. Like I know off the top of my head, I think absolutely like rich is like 15 gold pieces a day or something like that.
Jesus.
So that's like 5,700 plus gold a year. and lifestyle. So this like most people live off of like a couple silver a day.
Yeah, like a 4 lifestyle is 2 silver a day.
Yeah, so
While
this
it is 1 silver a day.
this is a pretty hefty reward. It seems they were really fucking desperate for someone to come around and deal with this.
You said that in this day and age, how long has it been since places had any known demon attacks?
Well, I mean, demons have kind of always been a thing. It's just, after what happened with the Dawn's Graces, you figured demons were going to be on the down low for a while. It got their asses kicked pretty hard, I think.
But I imagine that they would be so angry about getting their asses kicked so hard that, it wouldn't take them too long to try and regain their pride.
I mean, you are the cleric. I'm kind of just like I'm just a god.
For fuck's sake, Patrick. Can I help you?
Okay, well,
Yes.
make sure this one faces justice for her crimes.
We felt that it was best for... Okay, I felt it was best for the guards to take care of this. Otherwise,
I don't look at all apologetic for that, but
She would have met her end earlier.
I mean, it's understandable after everything that's happened.
You're so needy.
The people who were murdered, as well as the, I believe it was Kendron, I believe he was, that was 7 souls who were cruelly taken away from their loved ones, which I'm assuming they have. Could you please donate 140 gold pieces of that 500? She just counts it out like, that is only 20 for each the families, but I hope that will bring them at least a little bit of comfort. And
I will
taking
match
away
that.
the necessity.
Same.
Okay. He kind of, his eyes get wide as he suddenly can't juggle all these charitable donations and gets another bag to put in. He goes, I'll make sure every cent goes to them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. You all did Queen's Cross a service.
If you hear about any more crimes, strange crimes like this, keep us in mind.
I mean, are you interested?
You have had more crime?
I mean, not here. You see, I have a cousin who lives out in what you call the boonies.
This guy's Puma.
They've kind of been dealing with some horrible things going on. So
That sounds awful.
I'm pretty sure they've been asking for help, but like we've been swamped here with other things, and I haven't been able to quite get leave to go and do the thing. So I mean, if you're interested, I could send you up there. Be sure they're happy to have the help. I think there's even a pretty decent reward up there.
Well,
I'm interested.
I would be interested as well.
I think we made a respectable team.
I would agree. It was nice working with people for once. Why not? Adventure is good for the soul.
And he grins. He's like, "That's the spirit." So, and he starts to give you guys this information of where you can go next to adventure forth to Tally Ho.
Tally ho.
And I think that's where we're gonna end the one shot.
Yay!
Alright.
So, yeah, I hope you guys had fun.
Yes. I love these characters already.
Same. This is gonna be so good, and yeah, I think not next Saturday, but the Saturday after, we'll have the first session of the new campaign with these lovely characters.
Yes. Plus Brian.
Plus Brian.
Yay!
Brian will be back. So we'll get to meet Brian's character. And I think I have a
I
good way
hope
of
he's playing another tall, or I hope he is playing a tall.
Oh man, that'd be.
If I'm the tallest of the group, though, I will make me so happy.
Literally, though, like, I will be so absolutely tickled if I went from the tallest to the smallest. Because so far, aside from I'm assuming that Kai is taller, Willona is the shortest. She's at 5'3".
Soraya is cheating. Her horns out.
That's true, but she's also 5'7" without the horns.
Yeah.
This is.
She's,
exciting.
you could say, very horny.
Hey.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Listen, I kept it in for 3 hours.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I think we'll end on that then. So thank you for watching, chat, and I'll kick this over to YouTube. So I hope you guys have a really good weekend, and we'll see you next week with Cursa Stratina.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can see how scenic Barovia is this time of year. So yeah,
Very nice with an invitation to dinner.
it is to die for.
Y'all have fun with that dinner.
So we will see you next time, chat. Bye.
Bye.